night. Even if I've got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Carson here. And on today's video, I'm going to be discussing some complaints about Horizon 4 and some stuff that I think can be used to add to that. Sorry. I'm going to be discussing some things about Horizon 4 that some people hate, and me personally, I like some of those things, but really in the game, they're kind of dumb. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing what can be new to Horizon 4, like new expansions, new cars, and what has changed in the last, let's see, Horizon 3 came out in 2016, so, yeah, that's about a good, 3-4 years, but, I'm going to be discussing some complaints as well as some cool features that I think should be added to Horizon 4. And just so that you guys can hear me better, I'm gonna turn down my things here. I'm just gonna turn them down a little bit. But so I'm gonna start off with some complaints first about what I've heard from Horizon 4. Is that I'm discussing this video because a lot of my friends have been saying that they've been getting some complaints about Horizon 4, so I might as well just do the same. Plus, it's time for me to upload a video because I haven't uploaded one last week, since last week. So basically, I'm gonna start off with what is some complaints about Horizon 4. The first thing that I should say I have to complain on about Horizon 4 is that it's taking away... It could be very different, and I'm going to explain what I think should be different, is that in Horizon 3, there was this giant straightaway, and that was, linking to the desert, which is the Outback, and then, to Surfer's Paradise, which is that really cool city that we like to play city camouflage in. And, in Horizon 4, there isn't really much of that, except for, this one giant straightaway, right here. And really, that's not a straightaway. That's not a straightaway at all. I mean, in Horizon 3, the freeway or highway, whatever you want to call it. Wait, what the hell? What is this? I've never seen this before. Whatever. But in Horizon 3, it had this giant straightaway, this giant freeway or highway, whatever you want to call it. It had this giant long road, and in Horizon 4, it doesn't really seem to have that. I mean, of course, it does have a giant, long road, but it's got a lot of turns and curves and everything. And if you remember correctly, back on Horizon 3, the Jaguar D-Type, the 1956 model, well, I shouldn't be saying that at all. The 1956 D-Type, it was the fastest car in Horizon 3, because there was, this glitch on it that could allow it to go up to, 300 miles an hour. And I personally have one back on Horizon 3, though I rarely use it. It is a cool-looking car, but I'm getting sidetracked. So, in Horizon 3, you could be able to get up to 300 miles an hour with, the D-Type. I've heard and seen some videos about someone using a D-Type, and I've seen how people drive the D-Type on this long stretch of road, and really, it's kind of trash. The road is, because, I mean, sure, I'm driving right now, and, there's, a giant, long road. This is probably the straightest... This is probably the straightest straightaway that you can get off of this one road. Because it's just so long and yet so trash. So, and when I say trash, I mean I don't mean you're trash! No, I don't mean like that. I'm just saying I just mean that it's just the road could be better. I mean, look at this. There's so many curves right now. It would be impossible to get up to 300 miles an hour. The top speed I've ever gone in this game is probably like 284, which is pretty damn fast. But man, it's just Horizon 4 needs a new road. The next expansion that comes out, depending on what it would be, I seriously hope that it has like a giant long straightaway. Because, you know, Fortune Island had a bunch of curves. You know, it was pretty small. It was probably like, from my perspective, guys, I would say Fortune Island is as small, if not smaller, than Blizzard Mountain. I don't know. That's just my perspective. Perspective, sorry. That's just what I'm noticing, is that Fortune Island was the drifters and off-roaders map. It was perfect. You had this giant drift zone, and, you know, a bunch of cool cars, and, you know, there was just not a lot of open road. There wasn't any drag strip, there wasn't any, there wasn't really a whole lot of much of anything. There wasn't even an infection map. And it was pretty small. That's, to me, guys, I think Fortune Island is as small, if not smaller, than Blizzard Mountain, because Blizzard Mountain, details-wise, it actually has a lot more, like playground maps and cars. Really, the only main cars that you get out of Fortune Island are the new 2019 Urus, the Celine Raptor, which is unquestionably one of the rarest cars in Horizon 4. I have no idea why. I mean, it's rare, but it's even more rare. It's rarer than the freaking Aventador J, and I always thought that the Aventador J would be the rarest car in Horizon 4 Fortune Island, but no, actually. Anyways, I seriously think that Fortune Island is smaller than Blizzard Mountain, and Blizzard Mountain was a reasonably large map. I mean, it was small compared to Hot Wheels, but it was just small. What's up? And I just seriously think that the next expansion should have like a better. It should have like a longer road, because, you know, Fortune Island, it was the drifters and off-roaders map, and there wasn't a straightaway at all, and, you know, I just seriously think that the next map should be like bigger. It should be big, if not bigger, than the original Horizon 4 map in Great Britain, wherever it might be. So that's what I think, map-wise. Well, actually, I have a few more things to discuss, but expansion-wise, here's what I think should happen for the next expansion. Here, I'm going to name off some ideas. Is that, I mean, there's already been a lot of rumors discussing how it might take place in Japan. I seriously hope not, for, you know, for my sake, because, you know, again, it's a drifters map. If we do happen to have Japan, it would be a drifters map right off the bat, because when you hear Japan, the first thing you think of when you're driving a car is you think of, like, you know, GTRs, you know, Supras, and all that. I don't want that, is what I'm saying. I mean, I think it would be a pretty cool idea, but I just don't think it would be really understandable, considering that we're playing in Great Britain, and then we suddenly move to an Asian expansion, to an Asian country. That doesn't seem logical to me. Now, let's just say, this is how I would put it. If, you know, we decide to get a big expansion, here's what I would think. I would think that it would have to be either a London expansion. However, that would be kind of hard to do, considering London is just such a huge, giant city. It would take a long time just to, you know, get the geography of that city. So, I mean, that would be cool. It's got a lot of, you know, roads and everything, but I don't know. My next thought about the next expansion would be that it would take place in Sweden or Norway or something like that. I don't know. I would think Sweden, because, you know, I've seen the geography of Sweden, and it's got some pretty long roads. I mean, from my perspective, it has long roads. It would be really cool to have Sweden as the next expansion, because then we can have, you know, possibly a new Koenigsegg for the cover, like we had with the Lamborghini Urus for, you know, Fortune Island, and the Twin Mill for Hot Wheels, or the Senna for, you know, the original Horizon 4. I don't know. I just think that Sweden would be really cool. There's just so many cool ideas, but I'm trying to keep it close to Britain as I can, because technically Horizon 4, it takes place in both Scotland and, you know, England. I mean, already it takes place in Scotland because, you know, you have the, you know, Stonehenge and all that. I mean, I don't know, in reality, I don't know where Stonehenge is really located, but I already know right off the bat it's located somewhere in like a British country or whatever. Which, you know, it would be pretty cool to have, like, you know, Sweden as the next expansion. I seriously think that it would be necessary, although, I mean, I don't know. My second thought, or my third thought, actually, I can't even speak today, I'm so sorry, guys. My third thought would be that it would have to, I don't know what the next expansion would be. I mean, there's just so many cool ideas. It couldn't be Hot Wheels because, you know, I mean, Hot Wheels has already been taken. Storm Island was from Horizon 2. What else? What else was there? Blizzard Mountain. I don't know what the next expansion would be. I hope it would be good. Playground Games, if you are watching this video, I seriously hope that the next expansion you make would have a giant long stretch of road to reach a car to 300 miles an hour. I seriously hope that you guys do that. That's really my personal thought, is that I hope that you guys make an expansion with a giant, you know, long stretch of road. That it doesn't have to be like straight away like a drag strip, but as long as it has, you know, like a giant long stretch that's like without any curves is what I'm asking for. Okay, my next thoughts that I want for Horizon 4 is a bunch of new cars. Now, you may remember a while back when Horizon 4 decided to bring back the Mitsubishi. Oh wait, you might remember a while back when when Playground Games decided to bring back the Mitsubishi car pack, which I think it was a silly idea, considering that the Mitsubishi car pack. Oh God, I need to take a minute. The Mitsubishi car pack, you didn't have to buy it. It was already free, which was weird. I mean, it seemed cool that, you know, you can just go ahead and buy the car pack for free, but these two other packs, the Best of Bond car pack and the Formula Drift car pack, these you actually had to buy. This one you didn't. You could just get it for free. Now, I seriously think some cooler ideas for car packs would be possibly a Energizer car pack. And my idea for that is I would hope that it would include one of three cars. One would be either the Mercedes Project 1, the Aston Martin Valkyrie, or the 2020 Shelby GT500. I've always been a big fan of the GT500. I've driven one, and, you know, it's just a really cool thing. I just seriously want some really cooler cars to come to Horizon 4. Moving on to more cars. I think it's already been confirmed, guys, that the car pass has ended, because the last two cars that we got were the TVR Griffith and the Cadillac, that one Cadillac in this game, that older style one. I think those were the last two cars of the car pass rather. Which, you know, that kind of sucks, but I'm not too worried since, you know, we already have, like, you know, a bunch of other car packs to come. Now, I'm gonna name off some cars that I seriously want to be added to Horizon 4. Number 1 is the 2020 Shelby GT500. My best thought for that car is that it'll be included in the next expansion. That's my like, you know, personal thought about it, is that it would have to be included in the next expansion, if not be the cover car, because, you know, the 2020 Shelby GT500, it's a really cool looking car, and, you know, I don't think we've ever had a Mustang on, you know, an expansion before, so I just thought that'd be like a really cool idea to have a Mustang as, you know, the next cover car, otherwise, you know, known as the GT500 Super Snake, which is also a possible hybrid. I've heard rumors about that. And there's also been rumors about Toyota coming back. Well, technically Toyota never went away. It's always been with us. The only thing that I think people are saying when they say Toyota needs to come back is they want Toyota sports cars, like the Supra or the you know, like the Supra. And with the new Toyota Supra RZ or BR, I don't know. It's like, yeah, there's like these two other letters that are in the name that I've heard of the call, but it's the new 2020 Toyota Supra. I seriously want that to come back as, again, either in a car pack or in an expansion, which would seriously be cool. The next car that I want in Horizon 4 is the Mercedes Project 1. And I'll explain why, because there's a car in Horizon 4 and in, you know, some of the original Horizon games called the Mercedes CLK GTR. And I'm going to scroll over to it. Let's see, Mitsubishi, Myers, Mercury. Here we go. Okay, it's right here. I'm going to get it out. And I'm just going to show you guys the resemblance between the two of the cars. Because I seriously think that the Mercedes Project 1 actually, you know, ascends from, you know, the CLK GTR. Now, obviously, mine is upgraded. But if you look at this, guys, you can actually tell right away that this thing was made to look like the Project 1. Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. You can already tell right away that the Project 1 looks a lot like the CLK GTR. I'm gonna put a picture right here. I mean, just look at that. Look at the resemblance. That there's a huge resemblance. And here's what I think. The Project 1, I'm not a Mercedes, like, you know, type of guy, but I'm only gonna take a guess and say that the Project 1, it's a newer form of the CLK GTR. That's what I think, which is really cool. Well, other than that, I seriously want, you know, the Aston Martin Valkyrie to come back, or the Project 1, or, you know, just oh yeah, and there's also the Jeep Gladiator too. That's gonna be coming out in a few years. I don't mean to spoil anything, but I mean, there's just a bunch of cool cars that I want to be included in this game. I think that's actually like the biggest complaint about Horizon 4 is that, you know, it's taking away some cars that we actually loved back on Horizon 3 and, you know, Horizon 2, like the Lexus LFA and, you know, a bunch of other cool cars. Another complaint, too, I have with this game is that, you know, some cars sound really different than how they used to. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna take the Audi R8, for example. The Audi R8, it sounded... I'm gonna whip out the 2014 one real quick. I mean, it has the same engine noise as it used to back on Horizon 3, but on Horizon 2, it actually sounded like an Audi R8. It just sounded so much better. But on Horizon 4, I mean, it sounds okay, I think. I don't know, but I just think that the Audi R8 could be better, but my next complaint is that the engine noises that it makes is that some cars in Horizon 4, they carry the same engine noises as they used to back on Horizon 3. And I seriously think that what could have been done better is, you know, go out exploring more and then, you know, just take, you know, just find different cars to, like, you know, put for the engines. I mean, again, this Audi R8, it doesn't really sound like an R8 to my perspective. It sounds more like a Lambo, which is okay. I mean, it has a V10 in it, and, you know, some Lamborghinis have V10 engines and V12s, but I just think that some cars could sound way better, and that's just a thing that, you know, Playground Games just decided to do, is, you know, just to change the car's personality. I mean, which is okay, but I just think that it could be better. Now, coming down to my final few complaints and actually requests is that Playground Games needs to have some sort of an update. It doesn't have to be now, but it can just be like sometime later, like later in 2019. I seriously want to have the ability to turn off my headlights. And that's what people have been complaining about back on Horizon 3, is that, you know, how cool would it be if, you know, you go ahead and you turn off your headlights? That would just be really cool. Like, you know, drive around in the dark. That would just be really cool, but, I mean, that's one thing I want. Also, I seriously want to have different drive modes. Like, on some cars, there are different drive modes, like, you know, sport mode, track mode, like the 2018 Mustang. It's always had different drive modes, but I'm gonna use the 2018 Mustang for example. I'm gonna get a stock one. This one seems stock. But I seriously want some cars to have like different drive modes, like have, you know, sport mode, track mode, race mode, or whatever, drag mode. I want different drag modes on different cars. And you know, I just think that'd be like a seriously cool idea, because then, you know, you don't have to, you know, like, you know, go ahead and, you know, just tune your gearing ratios every 15 minutes just because, you know, you're doing something. Another thing that I actually kind of complain about is the fact that whenever I'm taking out a car, like a Pagani or something, actually, that's actually a bad example, but whenever I'm taking out a car that is a convertible, like, let's say a BMW Z4, a 2011 BMW Z4, it's a convertible, and yet I can't I mean, you can put the top down on it in the festival and, you know, in your house or whatever, but no. I mean, if you go outside and you drive that BMW Z4, the top is still up on the car. I mean, that's just stupid. I mean, the only cars that I know can actually convert, that you can actually, like, turn into a convertible and actually drive them are the Corsa Regalia Type D, and the, that one McLaren that I used to hate, but now I actually love, that McLaren 650S Spider. I thought I hated that at first because, you know, it looked exactly like, you know, the 2015 McLaren 650S, or 2016, I can't remember which year, but I thought that thing was the exact same thing as the original one from Horizon 3, but no, it actually can be turned into a convertible. That changes the whole perspective in my opinion. I used to say that I hated that car, but now that you can convert it and make it a convertible, I absolutely love the car. I take it out driving in Horizon 3, or I'm sorry, in Horizon 4, every now and again. You know, and I just seriously think that any car in this game that is a convertible should stay a convertible. That you can actually, like, you know, put the top down and actually, you know, go out and drive it. That, I think, would just be really cool in everyone's opinion. But there you have it, guys. I think that's all I have to say for this video. If I think of something else, I'll, like, make another video about this or something. I don't know, but there you have it. That was my wishes slashes. God, I cannot speak today. That was my wishes / complaints about Horizon 4. But there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys also support my opinions and my ideas about Horizon 4. Such as the fact of having a 2020 GT500. I seriously want that thing in Horizon 4. Also with 2020 Supra. There's just so many cool ideas I want to Horizon 4. I hope you guys support my ideas about them. And with that being said, leave a like and subscribe. Go check out my Discord. My Discord tag is Nitro Raptor. Well, I'll put it in the description. But with that being said, go check out my Discord, my YouTube channel, my Xbox channel, and all that. Just go check out the stuff that I normally say because I'm tired and all that, blah, 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 blah. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for more, guys, later.
You got